Good morning to everyone. It is Thursday, November 19th. Oh my God, the whole year is about to finish. Can you believe it? Good morning, everyone. This is Live with Gabi Natale from the closet, like every day at 9 a.m. Central Time. We are here to recalibrate our energy, set our intention, and start our day with the right food. So, this is a moment, if you are just tuning in, this is a moment that I want to create for all of us to be our mini oasis during the day. It's 10 or 15 minutes. I try to not go over, not every time I achieve that goal, but I try not to go over. And this is a moment when we try to create our own oasis, to set our intentions, to think about how we're doing, to connect with each other, and to plan the road ahead, and to dream big also. So this is a simulcast. So we every day we say hello to people from all our different platforms. So good morning to everyone on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Twitch, on Periscope. Good morning to everyone today. I have a special topic because this is a little bit of how I've been thinking and I've been feeling on the last days. It's, a little bit of burnout. We are reaching the end of a very particularly special and challenging year. 2020 has put us all to the test, with so many things. So I'm thinking that every time at the end of the year, we have this little bit of burnout. We have the holiday season around the corner. Also, we start thinking about the next year, how we want to do, what we want to plan, we want to visualize this. And 2020 being such a special year where holidays are not as usual, so many of us are going to have a different version of holidays, with maybe saying hello to our loved ones through a screen, or planning the new year when we don't know how the new year is going to turn out, and what are the possible scenarios that await for us in the new year, which actually, before we used to know that we knew what things would look like in the next year. We were so naive. Now I think we are planning in a less naive way. It was always very uncertain. It was always a scenario that we could not anticipate. But this year we are more aware than ever that uncertainty and that volatility is a big part of our lives. So that's what I want to talk about. It's burnout. Good morning from La Plata. Good morning, besitos. So that's what I want to talk about. And like every day, I want to start right after we have our intro, our 20-second opening credits. So Live with Gabi Natale, Live from the Closet, starts in 20 seconds right after these opening credits. There has never been a better time to be a pioneer than right now. Good morning to everyone tuning in. Today's topic is burnout. Let me put it here on the graphic. Are you feeling burnout? Today we're going to talk about time management techniques and also prioritizing. And I want to hear from you what your best practices are as well, because maybe you have some good techniques that have worked with you and that you want to share with our community. So leave us your message, leave us your comment if that is the case. The reason why I wanted to talk about this is two things. One, because we're living in such a challenging year. We're about to finish the year. Are the type of things that sometimes give us, comfort, reassurance, make us feel well, like spending that end of the year with our families, or doing the things that we usually do at this time of the year, are a little bit different. So there's a lot of, there's a lot of burnout built from what happened during the year. There's anxiety from what might come from the next year. And there's also this feeling of we're doing holidays a different way, which all combines to feel a little bit of burnout. And I myself have felt a little bit of burnout in the past weeks with so many projects that need to be taken care of, but at the same time, they need to be taken care in a different environment where, we're doing things with masks, where we're doing things in a different way, where, for example, for me, that I'm in quarantine, when I went to record my audiobook, it was the first time that I spent 3 days indoors with people who were not my immediate family. And I kind of felt, you know, what am I getting myself into in the first day, first hour? And then I said, I still have to get things done. I have to be responsible to social distance. But still, just something simple like going to the doctor, doing your annual, so many things that before were just normal procedure, are making us feel a little bit different. So if you are having a little bit of trouble with feeling burnout, today we have some best practices that have worked for me and that I want to share with you. So first thing that I want to share with you when we are talking about prioritizing and time management is that we have to keep track of how we're using our time. And sometimes that's not so simple, but I think the best way is to bucket your time, especially if you're an entrepreneur. More importantly, if you're a solopreneur, your time, every time it is the non-renewable resource that you have. So once the day is gone, that day is not coming back. And so I believe that bucketing our time with a calendar or with whatever you can, and not punishing ourselves when we cannot go exactly as planned in that calendar, but at least having that calendar or the to-do list or whatever you are using to keep track of your time is going to be a great way for you to not lose that clarity of where your day is going. Because I hate it, and it happens to me so many times that I finish my day, and then for a couple of days I finish my day and I feel like I'm in a hamster wheel. Yes, I accomplished the things, or I did the things that I had to do for this particular day, but then there are so many other things that I wanted to do to move certain projects forward. And those were the things that had to wait, because sometimes what's urgent is taking the place, or taking the priority over what is important. And what is urgent is not necessarily what is important. What is urgent is just what needs to be done as soon as possible. But that might mean things that are administrative, or might mean things that are, not the ones that are going to help you push that project or push that idea that you have to the next level. So I think that when it comes to burning out, time management is key, because you also are going to need that time to recharge, to refuel, which is what we all need right now. So bucket your time. Time is your non-renewable resource. Now, another thing that I use, and it helps me when I have a variety of things, and I always have more things that I want to do and more projects in my mind that I want to visualize and that I want to plan and that I want to execute than time or than manpower or than resources. In my mind, there's always so many things. So what I do many times is that I think about all these things that make me feel excited, that make me feel like, yes, I want to do this or I want to do that. And then I ask myself, if all of them are equally difficult or easy to execute, given the circumstances that all of them require the same amount of difficulty, given the circumstance that all of them, I find them exciting, all of them, I love them. So what is the impact that is going to have? So if I have 5 different projects, I like all of them, they all require about the same amount of resources or time or whatever you have in your hands. So which one out of these 5 is the one that is going to make the most impact in your career, in your life, or if you are thinking about giving back in your community, if that happens? And that is a good way to gain clarity for me, because sometimes I get excited with so many things, and then when you're doing a lot of things, you're spreading yourself too thin, or you're spreading your team too thin. So creating in your mind this impact rank on what things are going to be the ones that are going to propel you forward, or propel your business forward, or your career forward, is one way of gaining clarity about your goals and your things. So we have then the third one. Remind yourself, and this is so important, boundaries. When you are talking about burnout, sometimes you have to think how many of the things that you did that make you ended up, make you feel burnout are a result of things that you wanted to do. How many of these things are the results of things that you had to do, and how many of these things are a result of things that you are doing only to please somebody else, only to meet somebody else's expectations. So what you have to remind yourself is that saying no does not make you a horrible person. Boundaries are fundamental for you to protect your well-being, to protect your projects, and especially right now that we might feel that we don't have the same energy, we don't have, we're facing, sometimes we wake up and we have the news, and we are facing a sanitary, economic, social crisis. So many things are coming our way. So protect your energy, protect your time, set your boundaries, because those boundaries are going to be fundamental for you to have these projects that you're working on move forward, and also to have your well-being intact, to have your energy intact. You cannot do everything for everyone. So be picky, set your boundaries. I'm not saying that you don't, that you're not there for other people. Of course, make the time and the place to be there for somebody else, but make sure that you're setting those boundaries for you. Liliana Ospina is saying, buenos días Liliana, how are you? And then Marvin Vasquez is saying, hola Gaby, un topic muy necesitado. Yes, un topic muy necesitado. That's actually why I chose this topic for today, because I'm feeling a little bit burnout. Then, the fourth one, be proactive with how you set your agenda. Sometimes, and this is what has been happening to me in the past weeks, and it's one of the reasons why I am doing this topic today, it's that sometimes we have a lot of asks, a lot of requests from the outside. It could be in the form of emails asking you something. It could be in the form of messages. It could be in the form of relatives, calling you at different times. It could be in the form of friends that are always needy. So the thing is, if you are saying yes to every single email, to every single request, to every single ask, what you're doing is you are depriving yourself from the possibility of setting your agenda for that day. And again, I'm not saying that you're not going to be there for anyone. I'm not saying that you're not going to be giving back. I'm not saying that you're not going to be there for friends or for family or for strangers. But the thing that you have to think about is, while you're doing that, you have to think about what is your agenda for that day. Because if at the end of the day, your whole day went on answering requests from other people, from making sure nobody is disappointed, from making sure that you are putting other people's agenda above, as a priority over your own agenda, then what you're doing is you're delaying your own projects. You're playing in the defense, not on the offense. So you have to make sure and be very intentional that your day goes and that you have the projects that you absolutely have to do, want to do, and need to do for growing and expanding at the top of your agenda in your time for today. So that's something that is very difficult sometimes, because we all have internalized in one way or another that you don't want to disappoint people or that you don't want to let people down. But sometimes there's so much time, so many resources, and a lot of asks and a lot of things to do. So setting boundaries is very important. And We have to learn that saying no and setting boundaries do not make you a horrible person. If you are somebody who struggles with guilt and guilt problems and who doesn't, this is something that you have to think about. When you say no, it doesn't mean that you're a horrible person. Uh, Facebook user is saying me, I can't see your name, so that's why I'm saying Facebook user. um, my head is burned out, but I try to control it with other activities. Okay, perfect. So there are activities that are helping you to kind of relax, unwind in a way. Share with us what kind of activities are the ones that are helping you. Paola Elisa Games, hi, good morning, good morning. Mari Mancilia, I don't know, I think she's tagging somebody to watch the segment. So let me, Teo is saying, Teo Rodriguez Salazar, good morning, good morning. So let's go back to number 5, which is make sure, and this is what we were talking about the whole segment, make sure you give yourself a break and rest. That is so important, because the only solution for a burnout sometimes is that you have to pause, you have to rest, and you have to refuel. And that doesn't make you a weak person, that doesn't make you an uncommitted person. All that it makes you is human, my friend. We're all human, and we're all trying to do the best we can given the circumstances. We're all doing the best we can from our level of consciousness. We're all doing the best we can given the time we have, given the resources we have, given the energy we have. And so I think this is a moment when, yes, we have to set our boundaries, we have to protect our energies, we have to prioritize, we have to keep moving. I'm not saying that, hey, give up on your dreams, give up on your projects because it's 2020. No, I'm not saying that. Still, every day show up, every day be committed, every day do as much as you can, even if it is not your optimum level, even if you know that this is not how you are when you are top performing. But every day building, I think this is a moment where we're planting seeds, whatever that means. It could be building a new skill, learning a new skill, it could be making new connections, it could be whatever. But I think that at the end of the day, we have to give ourselves some mercy, we have to give ourselves some compassion. And if you need to rest, if you need to reboot, if you need more clarity, if you need to take some time off, and you can absolutely do it, and do it without guilt. Because as I said, the fact that you need that time, the fact that you need that rest, it doesn't make you weak, it doesn't make you uncommitted. All it makes you, mi amigo y amiga, is human. So make sure that you give yourself a break. Catalina Willerson is saying, Buenos dias, Gabi. I used to be like that. Saying no was hard. I think saying no is hard sometimes, yes. But when I realized that my time is gone doing other things and not mine, I change. That's the whole point of what I'm talking about with prioritizing and setting boundaries. Sometimes your whole day is going by doing other people's things and not the ones you want to do for yourself. So I'm not saying don't help everybody else. I'm not saying, don't collaborate. I'm not saying to be self-centered or to only think about what's good for you. But what I am saying is, make sure you have a boundary. Make sure you have your limit. Priority is one of my favorite words. Perfectly. Paola Gambi is watching. Thank you. Besitos. Thank you so much. So let's recap on today's live. Today we are doing this live about feeling burnout. And, I myself, I'm looking forward to this weekend because it's been a past few weeks that have been very intense and with different projects and challenges and things that were new for me, from recording the audiobook for the Virtuous Circle a couple of weeks ago, which was a new experience, and that's always a little bit, more intense and puts you to the test, to new projects, to planning how the holiday season is going to be, and looking for the hairline, to the Emmys 2 days ago, and to many other projects I'm working on. But it's a lot sometimes, So I feel like we all can use a little bit of refuel and recharge. And that's why I chose this topic for today. So if you're feeling burned out, this is the recap. Here are some best practices for time management and prioritizing. 1, bucket your time. Time, remember always, it's your only non-renewable resource. Your non-renewable resource. The second one is make an impact rank. An impact rank of your projects to assess the order. So you need to know from all these projects that you want for next year, or from all these projects that you're working on right here, right now, which are the ones that are going to have the most impact if you dedicate your time to those ones. Not everything is equally important, and most of the times we have more projects or more ideas than time, than manpower, or than resources available. So make sure you create this impact rank even in your head and figure out what is the thing or the things that if you take care of are going to create the most impact in your life right now. Then remind yourself that saying no does not make you a horrible person. Setting boundaries is fundamental. Be proactive when setting your agenda. As we just said, sometimes we spend the whole day doing other people's things, other people's priorities. You have to go on the offense. Make sure you're doing the things that you want to do with your time. And the last one, give yourself a break. That doesn't make you uncommitted. That doesn't make you weak. We all need a break from time to time. We all need to refuel, recharge. All it makes us is human. So that is going to be everything for today, people. And remember, as I tell you every day, when you open yourself up to the world opens itself up back to you. So have a wonderful day. Make the best out of it and prioritize. Make sure that you say no whenever you mean it, whenever you need to set your boundaries. And remember, that doesn't make you a horrible person. It just makes you human. Besitos. See you tomorrow.